So Restream is you literally just go to the website and yeah, I see that. Hmm. So you literally just sign into Restream and then put in the credentials or I guess stream keys for YouTube and Twitch. Oh, okay. You punch that in instead of the Twitch thing on OBS. Okay. Okay. Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Halo on there, especially depending on your connection, it's not serviceable. Does it still say Trash Bandicoot dot upstream? No. Cool. Whoops. Dropping shit. Let me see. Yeah. Weird. Yeah, I only hear me. OBS, let's go.
It's weird.
I was only hearing myself. Yep.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now, I guess. Test, 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 test. Yeah, I'm unmuted now, I guess.
Yep. I can hear me and Cesar.
Test, test. Yeah,
My test. See. My test. Oh, I was. Oh, I was.
iRobot, you said?
I don't know. I think it came through.
We need the other.
I think it came through somebody's
let's see
mic.
what Renee says here. Renee says I'm good, but you're not.
Yep, that is the stream.
Two. Hey, Brian, did you finish Stranger Things?
No, I still have that freaking movie to go through. 2 hours and 20 some minutes.
Yeah. It's we have to still go on. And once you watch it, Brant, it's still the summer Metallica because there's another Metallica song in that whole final episode.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, I think I found it.
I don't know what Metallica did, but they've licensed all their music out everywhere.
Mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test.
Did they sell their catalog like everybody else?
Maybe. Make that money up front.
Michael Jackson style.
Nice. Okay, I think I found it.
Yep, I found it. We're good, peeps.
Michael Jackson style.
Yep.
Michael Jackson style.
All right.
Michael Jackson style. Michael Jackson style.
My mic feed
Michael Jackson style.
reverted to default Windows audio device instead of the Yeti, so there we go. Oh god, it's always something. Alright, we're locked though now, so nothing should change.
Had both audio coming from the YouTube and then Twitch feed. I was getting like 85 different feedback. Was enjoying it.
Thanks, Renee. Thanks, Tresk. 4422.
Good number.
It's young Cameron, I believe. El
Then
Cameron.
I take it back.
You take it back from Cameron. El Cameron. I was asked by a friend of the show, Derek, about Halo LAN party. When is the next one? So we might have to start kicking that together before the end of summer, maybe sometime July, August. I can't remember when the kids go back to school. I think it's early August.
Yeah, early August or like right at the end of July or something. It's something. It's always
It's
something
not like we
weird.
used to have.
No, not at all.
Keep the chat up. Cancel.
Used to be out of school for like 20 years, man.
Mm-hmm. Those were the days when Cesar had ways. All right, y'all ready to go?
Why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 215 of the NOFODcast. We are no outside food or drink, the Southeast premier video game podcast. We continue to drink on this podcast. Tonight, smattering of news, more games on Sega's mini console, new Sony hardware aimed at PC gamers, ? Why would they be going after PC gamers? Sony games don't belong on PC. The game Nintendo has primed and ready to go, rumor. Nintendo Direct Mini. This is your biggest news from the past week, I believe. More Genesis games on Nintendo Switch Online. All your games belong to us. And we have speaking of your games belonging to us, we have your July Games with Gold and PlayStation Essential titles. I am one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by, I guess, in a hot tub. Sorry, Brant. Is this
He's behind
Brant,
me.
is this a good time for you? Yeah, but
Yes,
he's waiting
yeah.
for you, so if this is a good time for you.
He's giving me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Brant McKee is here.
Just waiting for you to just jump in there and pee in there.
Cesar, you scolded me. You said you couldn't. You said he couldn't be called newsmaster anymore. What's his new thing?
Producer.
That's right. Co-producer Brant. Brant has come up with all sorts of nifty intros and outros for our stream, which I did not play for us tonight.
Didn't even use.
But
You can also, you can give him executive producer, you can give him associate producer.
I've edited and posted 214 podcasts. I'm not too sure I'm keen to head over executive producer role
Yeah.
in a certain
do associate
point in a long
producer, Brant.
time.
That's why I said give him associate producer
It's
brand.
going to take 4 years worth of... I like producer Brant. Producer and newsmaster Brant McKee.
Happy to
And
be here. Happy to co-produce.
and solo news master. And we also have lore master and page master, Cesar Concepcion II.
Yes, I'm still fighting that cartoon dragon.
You were in my 5th favorite Macaulay Culkin film.
Did you make 5 of them?
No, I like Home Alone times 4.
Home Alone 1, 2, Mike.
Ooh.
No, it's just Home Alone, Home Alone, Home Alone, Home Alone, and then Page Master. It's the 5th one.
You don't want to throw in the second one? The Web Bandits?
His brother was in Signs, and that is probably my favorite McCulkin performance.
He's also in The Good Son. I'm trying to remember all the Macaulay Culkin.
Ooh.
Good Son.
All the Culkins?
My Girl.
You got to name your Culkins?
I don't know any of the other Culkins.
We should...
I'm trying to name all the Macaulay Culkin movies.
At the next Halo party, we should just have somebody... It's a whole team of Culkins. Killed by Rory McCulkin. Teabagged by...
We can do the Hemsworth and do the who's going to be the less famous Hemsworth.
That's pretty good. The one that was in the Hunger Games? The one that was not Thor?
I think there's a one called Noah Hemsworth.
There's another one?
Was in Thor also. Yeah, there's the third one. That's the least famous one.
I could say we could be the Olsens, but now the unknown Olsen is like the famous one, right?
Yeah.
At least pop culture these days.
No, she's awesome as Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she is.
Teabagged by Macaulay Culkin. You were sniped by Rory McCulkin.
Figured it out. We got Chris Hemsworth, Luke Hemsworth, and Liam Hemsworth.
Liam is the one in Hunger Games.
Yeah, Luke's Hemsworth is an Australian actor who was noted for his roles as Nathan Tyson in the TV series Neighbours and Ashley Stubbs in the HBO sci-fi series as Westworld.
Oh, Westworld.
He's the older brother.
Hey, I'm the older Hemsworth. Do you think he introduces himself that way?
There's a whole bit on American Dad where they're fighting about who's the least valuable older Hemsworth.
I'm the older Hemsworth. How are you? All right, let's get into this news and get out of here. It is July 4th. There's fireworks going off and storms in our area as well. Metro Atlanta's getting battered with, it's like 2 weeks of rain, it seems like, right? Like every day has been, this is just the summertime though, where it's a chance of a thunderstorm and rain. Just about it. Yeah, just about every day.
Matters. Yeah, it just depends where you are too, because some people got a lot of rain and some people didn't get hardly any.
Because we watched fireworks last night and we took like a 5-minute break so they could cover the packages and stuff. But outside of that, we were golden. Everything was fine. It was nice and it had rained before that, but it was nice and cool outside. Welcome to Atlanta. Also coming to Atlanta, actually not confirmed. This comes from Sour Mono at Gamatsu. Sega Genesis Mega Drive Mini 2 titles, 12 to 22 announced, along with the Cyberstick controller. These titles are as follows. For your cartridge-based consoles, you have Afterburner 2, Columns 3, Revenge of Columns. Oh, God, I don't want to derail us, but that clip I saw of Columns 3 had the Columns song in it, so I was like, yep, that's Columns. Mega Panel, Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, Outrun, Puzzle and Action Ichidant R, Splatterhouse 2, and Star Mobile. And for the Sega Mega CD titles, you have Ninja Striker, The Ninja Warriors, and Starblade. Sega also announced they'll release a dedicated Cyberstick controller for Sega Genesis Mega Drive Mini 2 alongside the hardware's release on October 27th. It will cost 19,800 yen. The console will come out on the same day for 9,980 yen. Which breaks down to what, like 120?
$170 probably.
170?
Controller. Oof. Yeah, it's about 80, maybe about $90 for the console.
Oof. Oh, okay. You were pricing out the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are some good games, but you got to remember this is their second mini console, so they've already gone through a peak part of their library.
Yeah.
So
they still have more titles to go.
Only I think half of them been announced.
And these are some deep cuts on here.
Saying.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a huge fan of anime-based ones, so Nadia one's the one I'm looking
Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water. I mean, Outrun coming to anything is a big deal these days. Give us more Outrun.
I still fire up my Shenmue game.
Just to play Outrun?
Play Outrun.
Starblade is a good one for Mega CD. I looked that up. It got a couple ports, but it's like a Star Fox looking 3D fighter, polygon fighter. I'll call those
like
fighters. It's
85
like
different
a
versions.
space fighter, space shooting. What's that, Cesar?
There are like 85 different versions of Ninja Warriors. right
Yeah.
now, so.
Those are. There's plenty of ways to play that, like you're saying. Afterburner is
Yeah,
a good
I mean,
is
it's
a
cool.
good cut, of course.
Night Striker's like their weird version of Outrun mixed with F-Zero.
Night Striker. Yeah, that's a Mega CD game, isn't it?
Mhm.
Mega Drive CD. Still no English announcements on this, right? Just
What I mean, out of all these, what will come out in English? I mean, we got Afterburner, Columns, Outrun.
the arcade ones.
Nadia never got official U.S. release. There's a lot of text in that game, if I remember correctly. It's an RPG.
Is there anybody that would be willing to undertake that for a translated copy on a mini console?
I don't know. I would welcome it, but I'm not holding my breath.
We didn't get it for like Snatcher, and wasn't there one other big game on that TurboGrafx that we didn't get translated? I wouldn't be.
Snatcher was what over? Yeah.
I wouldn't be crossing fingers for that one. Sony is launching, this comes from VideoGameChronicle.com, Sony is launching gaming gear aimed at PC players. Remember the last time Sony made gaming accessory hardware? That thing's got native 240 hertz. There's just no way to unlock it within the... Because of the way the 3D had to run inside the panel. Sony is launching gaming gear aimed at PC players. I see 3 sexy headsets down there. The company's new in-zone monitors and headsets are also compatible with PS5. Well, that's convenient for Sony. The PC company Sony. Noted Steam developer. Indie Steam developer Sony. So there are, 2 monitors? There's a flagship in-zone M9 monitor, which will release this summer for $899 US. My browser's bugging out.
And that one offers 4K resolution with HDR and 140 hertz refresh rate.
And VRR.
And,
Not
VRR. Cheaper model is the M3 at about at about $529.
$529 US dollars.
Coming out later this year, offers up to 1080p resolution with 240
Not bad.
hertz.
They note,
and that goes, it goes back to the M9 monitor, which has auto HDR tone mapping, which allows consoles to automatically optimize HDR settings, and will automatically switch to cinematic mode when playing movies and game mode when playing games.
game mode.
Imagine
Give me
that.
game mode.
They also go over the headsets that they show off, which the headsets actually look
They do look
pretty
good.
nice. And they range from $299 to $99, with the premium H9 offering noise canceling, 360 spatial sound, and 32 hours of battery life.
Yeah, it's pretty lengthy. All 3 of them will utilize that Tempest 3D, the Mark Cerny developed PS5 audio tech, right?
Which it's pretty cool if you haven't experienced that 3D audio.
And any headphones work with it, to be honest.
Yeah, they've done a lot of work to get just about anything working with that.
It is a great sound. I think that's one of the true next-gen... I know we've talked about kind of our breakdowns on the 2 next-gen consoles, but I think that's a big contribution is the audio setups that we have for this generation.
And then the 229 H7s lack noise canceling, but extends the battery life to 40 hours. And then the cheapest option, which will be the H3, or a wired set of headphones.
I'm kind of tempted to try the H3 just to hear how these But I wonder if they're rebranded the dual. What did they call them? Did they call them DualSense headphones or whatever those newest PS5 ones that they came out with that sound really good?
I think they just called them
Pulse 3D. That's
Pulse
right.
3D.
I'd be interested to see when the headphone blogs and all those guys, the people who really know what they're talking about, when they start breaking down what's in those things. I'm curious to see.
More interested to see Jim Ryan's gonna be wearing those instead of the PlayStation Pulse.
He's your deciding factor if he's sporting them or not.
I mean, he's sporting those PS5 ones all the time.
Who would listen to these old headphones? He throws them away on stream. He's like trashing them.
He's got to use those new headphones on that Sony Vaio.
Not even that. You see it in the trash can behind him. So.
You don't even see it.
You'd be like, oh, he just threw it away instead of just trying to hide
He
it.
took it behind the woodshed, and you just see the remnants of it. The headset's splayed out in the trash can.
It's in the trash can right next to the Vita and the PlayStation TV.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
It is Jim Ryan we're talking about, so.
Who would listen to things on these old headphones? So it sounds like they're coming later on this year, and Video Game Chronicle goes on to note all the upcoming PC titles coming. Another title coming, maybe not. Metroid Prime Switch Remaster will finally release this year, it's claimed. The original game is said to be getting the big remaster treatment. This comes from Andy Robinson at Video Games Chronicle. He states, Metroid Prime's long-expected Nintendo Switch Remaster will finally release at the end of this year, it's claimed. That comes from Giant Bomb's one and only Jeff Grubb. It's so funny these people are associated with outlets now, and they have 500 things they do. He works on MinMax. He does his own thing. It's like, gone are the days of these exclusive outlets. I guess like exclusive games being stuck places. Jeff Grubb said on a Giant Bomb show this past Monday that he's been told pretty definitely that the title would release in time for Prime's 20th anniversary this November. Good God. I can't believe 20 years. I pre-ordered that game. It's one of those, we're getting around to those anniversaries where it's like, oh God.
Or man, we're still celebrating the Double Dragon one for your 35th, so.
Same year for me.
Salt in the wound there.
In the past, I've heard something was in the works and they had things happening with that game. Now I've been told that their plans are to release that game this holiday. I think almost certainly to line up with the 20th anniversary in November. Grubb said, according to him as well, Nintendo will likely release all three Prime titles for its modern platform, but Prime 1 is the only one of the three getting the big remaster treatment. What do y'all think that means? What exactly is the big remaster treatment? What does that consist of?
I mean, no, that's weird, right? I guess we're going to have to see it. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Maybe some touch-ups, but then why would you just port over the rest of them? It's weird.
Because you think if they have an engine developed, it's more or less the same, whatever that they were working with the Metroid Prime trilogy, correct? Porting that to Wii? You think that would be your source for those three titles?
I mean, it was the latest release, and it is technically the, for lack of a better word, HDist version
Metroid.
of that game.
This is the HDist Metroid you can possibly play. I don't know. I read that quote the other day, and I was trying to think there was another franchise where they just spot. Oh, it was Call of Duty. I was thinking, man, I need to play those old Call of Duty campaigns. Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 got HD remasters, right? They got full-blown next generation.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do it for the third one. And the second one didn't even get a standalone release, right? It was digital only. Yeah, I've never. No. I don't think I've ever bought that, or they haven't given us in any of our subscription things. So,
I think somebody had said that the third one was already done too.
Oh, so maybe that is a pending release.
They said the second one was done for like years before it even came out. So that's like it's like their version of Metroid Prime. It's like that shit. It's been done, and it's like everybody's like, I heard it's done. Just don't know if it's ever going to come out or if it will be released.
Just if they need something in the catalog.
I guess people bitch about Call of Duty, they release it. I mean, they don't have to worry about that anymore. So
yeah,
because I mean, they just kicked back the other one. Well, we got a year delay starting next year, so
maybe that'd be a good time to bust it out. But I remember people having. There's been no such thing as Call of Duty fatigue. They still sell like gangbusters. But I remember Modern Warfare 3 was kind of a, all right, what is this one gonna have? What is the new thing here sort of deal? Even though it did wrap up that storyline and such. That's it for Metroid Prime. I mean, we've talked about it. I feel like since the start of this podcast, we've talked about the Metroid Prime remaster games, the supposed titles. So I know we're all on board when that day comes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I don't know.
Cesar, you can play them on Dolphin on your Steam Deck, and you have a portable version.
Yeah.
I could be playing them now, but I'm curious to see how this one will look in November. So I'll wait.
I don't know. We hear rumors all the time that, oh yeah, this is definitely in the works, and then you get your soul slapped down and your hopes dashed by certain game publishers that come out and say, yeah, there's nobody working on that. That's not in the works.
Right. Okay, between all of us, that's not the case here, right? We all have we all have a way to play Metroid Prime Trilogy, right? All three of us? Okay, I thought so.
Yes.
Thought we were not in that boat.
All three of them are back there.
Oh, speaking of which, this is kind of random. I was messing around on eBay. I have never laid eyes on a white Wii U, the 8 gig one. I never even saw it. What?
I've seen them before.
I've never laid eyes on one, unless it was like a demo unit.
What's the point?
Okay, so thanks, Brant. But I screwed around I messed around on eBay and got one for $62 shipped, I think. The console and the AC adapter. And looking around after that, I was like, "It's a decent get. It wasn't anything major, but I kind of want to have a backup one because they have expandable storage, so that 8 gigs doesn't really matter for much." I remember the kicker for all three of us deciding on launch day was getting Nintendo Land with it. That killer app on launch day.
I think now I haven't opened mine up to any alternate storefronts, but I have a external hard drive that goes on it too, because it'll natively support actual external hard drives.
Yeah.
So
that's a big deal for that console for sure. Yeah, this may be my alternate storefront version, and then just sync my gamepad to it whenever I want to bust that one out and put a GameCube stuff or whatever else on there. Metroid Prime Trilogy. What's next? Oh, the Nintendo Direct Mini.
Yeah, that's Nintendo Direct.
Someone else start this off, and I'll end up kicking in there. This is probably our meat and potatoes for this episode. So,
and we're gonna fly right through it.
I hope so.
So
there's one biggie in here. I think we're all gonna freak out over the same.
There's actually a couple of really decent announcements that just came out of nowhere.
Oh wait, there's 2. There's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in here.
They started with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which of course, why wouldn't they? It came out a couple days after this.
Oh, it's out already.
Correct. Yeah, June 30th. So as of this recording, you can go buy it, download it.
Have people hunted all the monsters? Are there any monsters left to hunt now that it's a week later?
I don't know. Possibly.
Monsters do fornicate, so every day.
Oh my god!
So let's our cue it up. See if they've done it, and you can defeat the new ones.
When I start it up, it tells me the fornication season. Like you're gonna get more monsters during the season. So
Californication.
Monster fornication.
Fornication mon.
Can they market the next one as that?
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go straight out with that.
Would you like Fornication Mon red or blue? There's different fornication monsters that you can get in each. You want to get the
different types of monsters will fornicate with different other types of monsters depending on the version you buy.
Oh my gosh!
Then you can link them up and you can fornicate with your friends.
Wirelessly fornicate.
You don't even have to physically connect anymore. Oh, back in my day when you wanted to fornicate with friends and trade monsters and breed monsters, you had to actually physically link up with them. It's not the same anymore.
You had to have the specific cable and plug one end of the cable into your hole.
You had to meet there together.
Into their hole.
You had to meet there together. You had to unplug it from the holes at the same time so you could both keep Mew when it was transferring.
Either that or you had to you could do mystery gifts where you could just take your 2 consoles and butt them up together.
Oh, kids have it so easy these days.
Just bang your things together.
Yep.
And now it's all done over the internet.
Don't have to leave your house.
Like everything. Yeah, you don't even have to leave the house.
Well, I'm a little hesitant to continue.
How do you
after
pivot
all
from
that.
there? What else happened
But,
to this Nintendo Direct?
And that's the end of the Nintendo Direct. What's the next thing on the news?
A pretty big announcement. Near Automata. What is this? The end of Yora
End
edition
of your high
That's
edition.
the first one, or
Coming-
the first Nier games, put it that way. Or
coming
second
to. No, it's the second.
Yeah.
Because there was
Nier PS3,
another Nier game.
and
Yeah.
360.
I imagine that'll
this
be the
is
next
coming
one
October
for
6th.
Switch, as it were.
I don't know. People pretty much. Anybody I've talked to, they're like, you can skip that first one. It had its growing pains. This one is like peak. This is where it hit its stride, and it's everything I've heard about this game is
Yeah, unless you get deep in,
it's really good.
unless you get deep in that lore bullshit, that's all depends.
I played the
Then
first,
then you got
Yeah.
then you got to fire up Dragon Guard and play that as the first game.
and you got to get a certain ending in Dragon Guard 3. So you
Yeah,
can't-
like I think it's the E ending or something like that, and then it all splits off in that universe to Nier. Yeah.
Wow.
But I played the first couple hours of Nier Automata years ago, and it is a great game. It's a bullet hell shooter. It's a action platformer. It's a hack and slash. It's all kinds of stuff at once. And I know I didn't put enough time in it for the story, but I know the story goes places. Again, with the multiple endings. But it's only $40. Did y'all see that? It's only $40
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. All the DLC, and that's an 8.4 play joint too. They're developing that.
Mhm.
I'm just glad that they appropriately priced it for a 4-year-old game they can get for like less than $20 and everywhere else. But
Yeah.
Kind of at this point, right? Instead of people bitching about Switch tax, it's appropriately priced. I think that's the better term.
Comes with Switch exclusive cosmetics. And I think I saw that this is actually a physical release as well. Hopefully it runs okay on the Switch. We'll see. I mean, only time will tell.
I didn't see this one coming. I think the rumor was Red Dead Revolver or Redemption.
Yeah, Red Dead
Think-
was the
I think
kind
Red
of
Dead Revolver
rumor that was
would run
running
okay
around.
on Switch. I hope at this point.
Yeah, was it Red Dead Redemption 2? I think is what they were, because somebody had said it was going to be a 4-year-old game that magically comes to Switch, and it was this one.
Interesting.
Yeah, and everybody was thinking it was Red Dead because that was been rumored for a while.
Why would we not get the first Red Dead? That seems to make more sense, right?
Because they haven't done a remaster anywhere else other than the backwards compatibility for Xbox.
People would love to revisit that first one.
I would. I mean, I beat it. It was good. I'll go through it again.
It was our game club game one time, and I played like 20 hours of it.
That was the start of the pandemic, and I beat it. It was
Yep.
like 40 hours, so it's not that long. Sorry,
Let's
Brand.
see.
You go ahead
Next
with your
up-
Lorelei.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. This was like a quick little teaser trailer. There wasn't like too much gameplay or anything there, but rather stylish looking game. Same studio that made Sayonara Wild Hearts,
Published
is
by
behind this.
Annapurna, so if you like their stuff, this
Yep.
is up your alley. This looked good. This caught my
movies,
attention.
good games.
Yeah, this caught my attention.
But this won't be out until 2023, so you've got a little while. It's a like a puzzle adventure game, so that's one to, I guess, keep your laser eyes focused on. Don't give me that look, Richard.
Brand, I know a dad joke when I hear one. That reeked of dad joke. We're full of those here.
Okay, I knew some people weren't excited for this, but I enjoyed the first game. It was one of the first Switch titles I had
Same.
as well. Super Bomberman R2. Of course, I loved having Alucard in that game, as well as Dracula and all the other little characters you could unlock.
Brand, going to the lore. What does R stand for? Is it region? Is it region 2?
Is the next one Super Bomberman
It's-
D2? So we have R2D2, the collection.
Yeah, yep,
Red.
that's what they're going
Bomberman
for.
Red 2.
This was a good game too, and didn't they just take a bunch of the online stuff offline for the first one?
In October. It's coming in
It's
next
coming up, so
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense as to why they're not supporting the first one anymore.
But I'm excited to see this. There's what is it? Allow teams of up to 15 players. I know they were having like basically create your own stages, and you can share them online, and it. I like it. I like Bomberman. I've always been a Bomberman fan. That's one of those games where it is such a simple game and such a simple uh oh, such a simple concept, but it's
Easy
always
to
fun
learn, hard to
me,
master.
at least.
Yep.
Yeah. And that is also launching next year. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. This was one of the big ones.
This is the one I was referencing. This is a huge announcement. I never played one of these outside of maybe an hour or two, but we sold the hell out of these titles back in the day. Every single version that came out.
A lot of people talk about Battle
Yep.
Network games, and there's what, 9 in this
because there was
collection?
like 2 to each one, if I remember right. So you'd get like a red and blue and, ruby and sapphire. You got the 2 mixes of each one for each release, and they came out with them nonstop back in that generation.
There's 10. There's 10 games coming in this.
That is a hell of a collection because they're RPGs. They're super long titles.
Yeah.
So
Also, it's coming out next year.
the only thing they didn't clarify in that, I just want to clarify, is it is split into 2 volumes. So
Oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna do like the Capcom
They did.
Arcade Collection thing on us. Damn it!
Well, it
I don't know.
did say it was coming in either, like, you could buy them as 2 separate SKUs, or I'm guessing they'll have it as one solid physical release, I'm guessing. But probably on Switch you'll have that bullshit that they've done with all the other Mega Man collection, where you get like the first 5 games on the cart, and the other 5 are
God, I hope
download
not.
only.
So I'm looking on the because this is confusing as fuck. I had to go on the Capcom website because it doesn't say it anywhere else. So digitally only, they're gonna split them into volume 1s and volume 2s. Those are only available digitally.
Okay.
There's no mention of a physical one, but there is looks like a complete collection, which I'm assuming is the physical one. They're not clear on it. So
Yeah, it comes out next year, so they'll probably elaborate
Yeah,
more
we'll
on
hear
it
more on it.
as it gets closer.
But yeah, so the split ups are only digital, which I think is going to end up happening. Is they're gonna release them throughout the year, and then probably the end of the year might be a physical one. So it looks like they're doing. So
That makes sense.
that's my guess.
Next up, we get a remake of a PS1 Pac-Man game. Pac-Man World Repack.
I think this one falls on my shoulders. I think I was talking about Pac-Man World very recently. Very recently. I brought back Pac-Man World. Thank you.
Released in 1999 for the PS1.
This looks so good, and it's $30. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody calls this like a sleeper platformer hit.
This coming out. I think this comes out in everything too. So
It is.
should get a lot
Yeah.
of love.
So Pac-Man World, the first one was a
Uh,
PS1 game, and then 2 and 3 were on like PS2, GameCube, Xbox, everything.
Yep.
They were all million sellers, and then that was it. So I think this is them testing the waters, see if these will sell again. At $30, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah,
and that comes out August.
yeah, I ended up pre-ordering the PS5 one. It was already up. So
It looks good.
Oh, cool.
It looks so good. It's so clean.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this next game impressed the hell out of me.
Ooh. Yeah. This next game is Blanc. This is the black and white handcrafted. I think it's like this one's the one. It's like a text free. It's just all ambiance.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Characters don't speak to each
and
other.
No. And it's a fawn and a wolf cub that are working together to try and find their way home across these snowy landscapes, and that comes out February 2023.
This looks really good. That art style is like if cell shading was like black and white and it was charcoal, and the way the characters like moved back and forth and communicated, they're animals, so they weren't speaking to each other. Well, it's video games, so they could speak to each other, but not in this one. So you have like these non-audio cues, and it seems to have a lot of character and soul behind it. It impressed the hell out of me. I was like, I will be checking out Blanc when it comes out.
Next, they got into Return to Monkey Island, which I know a lot of people were excited about. They showed off a lot more of the art style and gameplay. It looks really good. I've never gotten into a Monkey Island game. So
Same.
I don't know about you.
I missed that era. For some reason, we didn't have a PC or a Mac strong enough to run any of those. So it's like I missed that whole era of those point and clicks. They gave it to us on like Amazon Prime Games or something a couple months ago. I think we were talking about this.
I know some people, they're like, that was it. That was my game, man. I remember playing that, by myself or with, a sibling or, my parents or, something like that. They just sit down and play it with them or, so I know a lot of people are happy to see it come back. Another franchise making its return,
Exactly.
Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Oh, Mario XCOM.
Just looks... This looks like it has some just improvements over the original Mario Rabbids Kingdom.
Was that October?
It's coming out.
October 20th.
Yep, October 20th. I know they did a live stream, but I think it was like 30 or 40 minutes of just the title card, and then they played it for 15 or 20 minutes, and then we're off. They're supposed to be showing gameplay off and stuff like that. But
Ubisoft.
It was Ubisoft being Ubisoft.
30 minutes of title card, 15-minute stream. That sounds like one of our setups.
The next one, what was this? Oh, Little Noah, Scion of Paradise. This was the one to me that kind of looked like a mobile game.
It was a mobile game in Japan like 4 or 5 years ago.
I can see that.
Okay, a lot of it just screamed mobile.
Looks like a Vita indie. Like download this for Vita, free to play Vita game.
So it's from Side Games. They do Grand Blue. I mean, most of their business is mobile.
Gotcha.
Is Little Noah a franchise or is that just a phone thing?
For all I know, I have to take a look at that Grand Blue versus. Little Noah could be in there. Sometimes they'll throw them in there. So,
but it's an action adventure. Use powerful combos and elemental attacks. And it was actually available day of. And it was actually available. Looks like on everything, but it doesn't say Xbox.
Yeah, bought on PS4.
Doesn't say Xbox.
Yeah, I don't think Side Games has anything up on publishing on Xbox yet. That's probably why.
Makes sense.
Railgrade. This is just a train simulation
game.
Game.
To me, like really good. Look like something I want to try out.
If that's your thing, that's
train
your thing,
games.
man.
They're big in Japan, man. They're not big here.
They are.
Go for that Densha, man. Get on the Densha.
Get on the Densha.
I don't know. I would go for those. I can't remember what they call them.
Is it Go Densha?
It might be where they actually have like, because I've seen one. It might be for the Switch where it comes with its actual like controller for the train, and you're actually like the train conductor, and you've got to. It looks crazy.
It's Densha de Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got one for N64. It's probably some sort of railway simulator, and it looks incredible. I think Cesar and I tinkered around with it years ago, but we couldn't quite figure out controls.
It's super expensive if you want to get on. They got on Switch and PS4. It's a Square Enix game.
Super expensive as in?
A physical copy, at least, because it's only in Japan. So the PS4 one, at least you can do VR.
Oh, there you go, Brant. Live out your full railroad fantasies in VR.
See, but because I know that because I looked it up, and for some reason I got curious about just that railroad. Like I said, with the controller and everything, I'm like, I wonder, that full on simulation, kind of like how they do Farm Simulator and all that stuff. I was like, sometimes that lends to just crazy hijinks, and But like Cesar said, I looked it up and it was ridiculously expensive.
This one
for
Cesar
what
and
it
I were
is.
playing. They would grade you depending on how you stopped, like at the railway stop. If you went past
what's the one we played? Was it Edition to go 64?
I'd have to fish it out. We'd have to take a break or something, but
Yeah,
it was fun.
I
Cesar
know
was
that
fun. What
one.
we were playing, we just didn't know what we were doing. I bet you could read the menus now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
as long as
sure
in
it's
Con, I
the
can.
same one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same one Cesar was talking about. But there's several games. They have several games for spanning several generations of consoles.
They do have the controller for the Switch. It's $140 per amp.
I'll go fish it.
Go one handle.
I'll go fish it out. You
Jesus.
guys are going over the news. I'll fish it out real quick.
All right. Next up, RPG time. The Legend of Right. This actually looks really good.
The one that came on
this is-
Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
The
It's
Sony published game that came out first on Xbox. It's always funny.
yeah. This is the like hand drawn in a notebook adventure, and it will be available August 18th. We need to keep going through these. Let's see. Sonic Frontiers. They showed a little bit more off. They showed these. I'm trying to remember what they called them. What did they call them? Those like closed off little zones that you could go into that actually have actually look like more traditional Sonic. I forget what they called them. There's certain little levels that you can go.
I don't know.
Cyberspace.
Sure.
That's what they're called. Cyberspace levels. But I still don't know. I want to see Sonic Frontiers in action. Then they went into Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is coming to everything. It's the free-to-play game where you can just kind of, I guess, hang out with Disney characters.
When you look at the photo, you see Buzz is just chasing Woody right there in the bottom right.
I know.
What the fuck is happening?
I have no clue. They went over Live Alive. Or Live Alive. And they actually, shortly after this direct went up, they do have a demo with like 3 different scenarios you can play.
This game looks good. I'm very excited for this game.
Of course, the progress in the demo will carry over to your full copy of the game if you buy that.
All right, here you go. I'm back with an update on the Japanese rail game. It's a Taito franchise.
It's Denshin Go 64. That's what we're talking about.
Excellent. This was a good ass game. We enjoyed this. We need to stream
Taito,
this.
yeah. Taito.
Yeah. The new one's published by Square Enix. So, I mean, Brant, if you want to go full in, they still have the Switch controller on PlayAsia, and it has a little thing. You push it to go full speed.
Yep.
$140.
I've seen it. That's where I was looking at it.
Mario 64 Rumble Edition.
Super Mario. That's all it says on the bottom.
What about the gray box? I mean, not the gray text, the gold box. Because I think that's the Rumble. That denotes the Rumble. Because Wave Race has a Rumble edition in Japan also.
Can't make it all out.
It's all good. This is the Rumble. For the audio listeners, I've got a couple Japanese N64 games. This is the Rumble version of Mario 64. So when you butt stomp, the controller will rumble. Or when you Salongzi Bowser.
Next we went
Doraemon.
over Doraemon's Story of Season, Friends of a Great Kingdom.
Let's go.
This is just Doraemon franchise, but it looks like what is that? Harvest Moon or Animal Crossing.
People made Story Seasons. So it's
yeah,
the actual Harvest Moon people.
the real one. I call it Story Seasons because people get it confused with the fake Harvest Moon that's out now. So this is not the real Harvest Moon.
There's a fake Harvest Moon at this time.
That's called Harvest Moon. Yeah. Story Seasons is the real. It's the real deal. But I played the Doraemon on Switch and PS4. This is the sequel. It's I guess I don't know. It takes place in a different area, but it should play similar to that when it came out previously.
Next, they had a trailer for Minecraft Legends, which we saw at Summer Games Fest. Then we went into Dragon Quest Treasures.
What is this? Is it a builder's game?
No.
It's a spin-off treasure game where you just hunt treasure, and it's a 3D kind of
they give it
exploration
game. Ni no Kuni, where you use it to tame creatures as well. So
it's like Didn't Dragon Quest Monsters? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, but Dragon Quest Monsters was like fucking Pokemon.
Maybe.
So I don't think
Straight up.
Yeah, this one is like you're not breeding them. You're not fornicating them. You're just taming them to use in battles. No fornication in this version. So.
Well, you can find out more about Dragon Quest Treasures if you buy it.
They don't get pleasure; they just get business.
Yeah, straight business.
Monster game.
They do it I Love Lucy style, where they have two separate beds. So
we can't show that on TV.
Then we got into Portal Companion Collection. Hell yeah.
That trailer was good, man. She's like
amazing.
You're supposed to be helping me, you murderer.
Trailer was good.
Yeah.
It's out now, right?
Yeah. What was it? She's like, we thought about calling it the why do you keep trying to kill me? Why do you keep killing me? Something like
I might need to pick this up. I know it's only $20 and it's like $3 for both of them on Steam, but
no, I happily pay $20 for it. It's worth it.
These are two really, really good games.
I've already seen, because technically Portal is a modified version of Half-Life. I've already seen somebody messing with the code and actually loading Half-Life 2 in this game's place on the Switch, and while it doesn't work correctly, it's still running on there.
Yeah, it's like the Half-Life is that other version of like where Doom pops up in the weirdest places. I saw on Twitter somebody had Doom running on an ATM machine in like Brazil or something like that. They're like, it's like, you monsters. Like, how are you supposed to play with just the 4 buttons on there on the front? You're supposed to use them, but
I'm surprised, like Orange Box and that, every Steam sale, their Steam collection or their Valve collection is like $3, which gets you Half-Life, Half-Life 2, all the Orange Box stuff, the Portal games, the Team Fortress games. I'm surprised that has not come to other things like it did with the Orange Box, because everybody still remembers the Orange Box for PS3 and 360. Those were huge collections at that time.
Yep.
Those were big gets. And since they're not making...
They play like shit on the PS3, though.
The PS3 version was vastly inferior. I think Gabe Newell is famously on record on interviews for how shitty the PS3 was.
I mean, he was on record saying how... Because I think EA was the one that handled the port. Valve had nothing to do with it. I think Valve did the 360. He didn't want to release the PS3.
EA.
Remember, because he hated the PS3. And then he came back years later and they put Portal 2 on there and it ran great on the PS3.
I think I have both as well. Yeah, Portal 2 ran like a dream on PS3.
And it came with the Steam code.
That's when they were doing the cross-buy stuff. Yeah, they worked out a deal with Steam. So once you enter the code, that's how I think I got my copy of Portal 2 on Steam.
Interesting. Transferring.
Then we got into Square Enix's Harvestella.
This looks really good. I want to try this out.
Which... It's just
Room
like
Factory.
Mixed
with a bunch of other farming.
But there's seasons. There's winter, spring, summer, fall, and death. There's a death season. It just looks. It looks really good.
I gotta give it to Square Enix. It's probably the most active they've been since the PS1 and PS2 days.
Oh.
It's the most we've seen in games, and they've been doing some weird shit.
Yeah, this is different. It's totally different. It's like Animal Crossing meets an RPG.
Look at fucking Square Enix's release calendar for the rest of the year, man. We got like Valkyrie Profile, we got Star Ocean, we got Harvestella, we got Live Alive, there's so much.
What year is it?
I mean, you still got that Dragon Quest 3 remake at some point. You got whatever that Dragon Quest game that's coming out later this year. I mean, they at least almost got a game coming out at least every month for the rest of the year.
You're right.
Year for the Switch. So I mean, they're crazy, man. Right now, they're like fucking going all.
It seems like almost 20 years later, Square Enix has caught up to the outputs of Square and Enix, right? Is that joke too easy?
Yeah, finally.
I don't know, because Enix was barely putting shit out there. It took us 7 years to get Dragon Warrior 7.
Right.
And they went out of bankrupt in America. So.
It's true. Square Enix.
You'll be able to enjoy Harvestella on November 4th on either
I think
Switch
there's
or
a
PC.
tech test or something coming out for that. I want to say I was excited to demo it or be part of a beta or something.
And last but certainly not least, the pretty much guaranteed and leaked announcement, Persona
Just that one,
5
Brant?
Royale.
Oh, that one too?
For
That's
Golden.
it, though.
Persona
Wait,
3
all of them?
Portable.
All three
coming
of those.
to Switch. And I think they've at least said that Persona 5 Royale will be physical release. Again, no telling if it's actually going to all be on the cart. If there's going to be... It probably will be download required, knowing how this works.
I hate seeing that logo on the box. I just won't get, I won't get what those games are.
Freaking Persona has been locked to like Sony's stuff for so long, and the Switch has been sitting here with Persona 5 Strikers on it for what, a year and a half, and no other Persona game. So thank goodness Atlas has finally seen that they can make money off these games and are easing the access to these games. We can finally get these anywhere and everywhere.
I don't know, man. I think some of that's probably gonna be Sega. So Atlas is not a big company for Sega.
Yeah, Sega's had a much more. Yeah. I was just thinking that. So I started with you talking about Square Enix's output. Sega's output the past couple of years has been. They've been on a roll. They've been giving people what they want, publishing the games. It always seemed like, you know, we were very excited to see Persona come to another generation and be playable once again when it was shown off at that Xbox show. And then it was confirmed for PlayStation right after that, right? There was like a press release. And then in this Nintendo show, and it does lend towards, not saying that everything should run on Switch type deal, but you've had portable versions of 3 and 4 that were highly successful, even here. Like the first time I think I heard of Persona was probably Cesar talking about that PSP one. And then Persona 4 Golden on Vita was all for the 20,000 people, us three included, that had the Vita. That was a landmark title, and everybody was playing it.
Anybody that has a Vita, immediately one of the best games. Persona 4 Golden,
and it was one of those like defining Vita titles, despite being a PS2 port. But it was extra stuff, and it was on the go, and you could pick it up and go, and you could put it to sleep when you didn't have time to finish a day, and just some of the things that lend towards, you know, a platform that has made Animal Crossing so successful. That Harvestella reminds me of that. Pick up and you know, you acquire stuff to craft and knock out a battle or two, and then you put it to sleep and keep moving. And it's a good digital title, especially since these are going to be digital. It's good. It's something good to have on your console at all times, and just have always on the go and portable like that. So it naturally seems to lend itself to that console. I don't know which. I think I have hard copies of all those. It'd have to be some awesome sale or some physical collection. You wouldn't think it'd be hard to put 3, 4, and 5 on a Ultra HD disc, right? Or even a regular Blu-ray ROM.
I mean, the releases are staggered, so they all came out.
Obviously, there's
maybe.
Yeah, they're still working some stuff out.
You're talking
obviously.
2 DVD ROMs and a Blu-ray ROM from PS3 era, so because Persona 5 was on PS3 as well, right?
Yes.
What do I know?
It'd be at least 25 gig disc. So technically, but I mean, this is the Royal Edition, so I don't know. I don't know what they add on there. So.
Even more content.
It's was it 50 gigs for PS4 disc? So Brent could be right. I mean, I don't think it's. I mean, unless they got it under that 50 gigs, it might be some tomfoolery on that cartridge. So. I mean, the wise thing, hopefully they paid the extra money and get the 32 gigs cartridge successful people
on the Switch cart, or it'll be something random like. That Resident Evil Origins collection isn't 0 on the cart, and you have to download the first Resident Evil. It's like, why is this a thing?
All of them are like that mostly. I mean, it's Capcom.
We'll all be buying the Asia version.
I did it with Final Fantasy X and X-2. Cesar saved me on that one.
Yep.
All right, next up, speaking of games that will go away that you didn't actually own, but you think you might have owned at some point, There's 4 Sega. I'm not being cynical about this. There's 4 new Sega Genesis games coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members. This comes from the official Nintendo News blog, I guess is what it is. Nintendo News. You are getting Comic Zone. Don't you like Comic Zone, Brant? Is that one of your jams? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It is
tough
tough,
as
and
shit,
it is
but it's a good
visually
game.
beautiful game.
From the Sega Technical Institute or something like that? STI.
It's the Mark Cerny group, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Also responsible for Sonic the Hedgehog DOS.
That was that weird thing where, Yuji Naka left, right, and he joined them in America, and then they split Sonic between the both of them, right? I think that's how it worked. It was weird because like one did Sonic CD, the other one did Sonic 2, I think, if I remember.
And then Michael Jackson got Sonic 3.
Yeah. And Yuji Naka goes on Twitter and complains that Michael Jackson wrote all the music. I thought they had the rights.
That was a defining moment in the gaming world this summer.
He just tweeted it out there. It was a rumor. He just tweeted it out.
Target Earth. This action-packed shooter won many fans for its exhilarating mix of mech suit platforming and shooting.
This is not Battlefield Earth.
It's not Battlefield Earth. It's Target Earth. Earn equipment based on your performance in each stage and customize your loadout for 8 different levels. Zero Wing, which is famous for all your base are belong to us, and we have your cats or something like that.
No, someone has captured for us the bomb.
Lift us up the bomb.
That good old machine translation they did in the European copy.
They don't mention that at all. There's no reference to the translation in this description on the Nintendo blog. That's sad. They call it a side-scrolling classic.
I mean, the real question is if it's been left untouched. That's the real question.
It has to be. What is that game without a
good ass shooter?
Zero Wing. They don't even have box art on here. Was that a licensed game?
It's Toplin. Toplin. I bought 2 Toplin games for the PS4 and Switch. They've gone to N2, and it's part of their Shot Trigger series where they go for the shoot.
Okay.
Cool.
So they got a Same, which I played a little
Shark,
bit.
Shark.
And then they had Yep.
Are you proud of me?
I'm very proud of you.
Same is.
And then the other one is Hoda. And Hoda is Tiger.
I should have known that. And last but not least, we have Mega Man The Wily Wars. The first 3 games in the renowned Mega Man series compiled for the Sega Genesis. Beat all 3 games to unlock Wily Tower, where you can challenge an original boss. It's kind of amazing that is being released on this service. It was on the Sega Genesis Mini, right? Wasn't that its first time it was easily available for us? Outside of a $900 Sega Genesis cartridge?
Trying to remember.
How do those play? I know they're different than the NES ones, but...
There was some weird, slowdown with them. That has since been fixed. I know they just did a reproduction.
Like everybody released it, right? It was had somebody in Europe did it, and I think Limited Run did it in America. It was like they went through everybody for the repro.
But if people are used to...
Yeah. They look
It's
good.
one of those things where people are used to the slowdown in those games, right? To make them... They played a certain way because of the way the NES would process the levels and the bosses and enemies and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you almost make a different game when you translate those or port those because they're so different. What's the Super Nintendo launch game that had such bad slowdown that it was actually playable? Was it Gradius 3? One of the Gradius games, I think? Or one of the R-Type games? It was actually playable because the slowdown of the Super Nintendo couldn't keep up with it, so you could actually beat it without...
I
think it's Gradius 3.
I think Gradius 3 might be the only Gradius I might beaten, because Gradius 3, I think we had that conversation where I get so powerful on Gradius 3 and then I just lose it towards the end and
It's me and Blazing Lasers.
I love Gradius, man, but it's like every Gradius, even up to the PS2 ones, it's like, all right, I'm popping something else in there after.
I saw what that was like.
6 or 7.
Yep, I played some Gradius. I'm good. So those are your Sega Genesis games coming to Nintendo Switch Online. Oh, dear God. From Xbox Wire and Dan Hickey, your marketing program manager. Here's your Xbox games with gold. You have Beasts of Maravilla Island. Beasts of
I can say Beasts of Burden.
Beasts of Maravilla Island. From July 1st through 31st, all month. We have Relicta from July 16th to August 15th.
Relick this.
You looked at once, then you got to relook there again. We have Thrillville Off the Rails. Speaking of which, there you go, Brant. This podcast.
Yeah, your coaster one.
That's from July 1st to 15th, and we have Torchlight from July 16th to 31st. I believe that is the best of these games. It's kind of like a Diablo light.
Ooh, beautiful.
What's that, Brant?
This is such a great month.
So, as I was bitching about this online to, I guess, nobody, I mentioned to Cesar we probably should stream these every month, or maybe it was on our group chat. We should make a bit out of streaming these garbage-ass games for like an hour or two and just playing these 4, whatever they serve us on Games with Gold, we just stream them and get it over with. But it could be a featured stream like, hey, here's your July Xbox Games with Gold. They gave us these games for free. They determined your membership was worth these titles. You may now enjoy them, and we'll just stream them, whatever quality they are, whatever comes.
So let me know when we get 40K mod for free.
Hopefully that's coming soon. Or we have to go to alternate storefronts to get those kind of games. My thing, and we bitched about this before, and there's so much on Game Pass. You don't really need these free games if you're not doing, because who is still doing Xbox Live Gold and not doing Game Pass, right? They've cut that down more and more and more. But it was so much fun with Games with Gold when you would get those obscure, like we got Black one month for the original Xbox, that EA shooter. And it's just like, holy crap, it's 2019 or 2020 or whatever it was. Like, we got an original Xbox game. And it was those treasures that you would find in here. And I'm not knocking these 4 games, but there's a reason we haven't heard of them. It's not some diamond in the rough. We did sell, I'm sure, Cesar, your store...
They're quoting some Aladdin, sir.
Yeah, diamond in the rough. Cesar, I'm sure your store was the same. Y'all sold a shit ton of those Thrillville. I know we couldn't keep it in stock at some points. The PS2 and 360 and then the Wii versions. They were very popular.
The Atari published.
Yep, that Thrillville. Extremely popular. I don't know what is this one? I thought it was the same thing. It's like a sim coaster, right? Like a sim park. Yeah.
I have no idea. I never played it, so I can't speak to it.
We're going to stream it. Design and run your own theme park. With 5 new parks and 100 new missions, you'll need an all-day pass to enjoy this much fun. The best part about creating crazy roller coaster rides is you get to ride...
Better than get on the real roller coaster.
Is you get to ride them as many times as you want. Oh, God. Scraping...
Can you do that in any theme park? You just got to wait in line.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yes, but when Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists. Oh, those are your games with gold. Xbox even tells you that is $54.96 in value and 3,200 points in gamer score.
I saved myself $54 in value by not subscribing to games.
Thank you, Dan Hickey. And I know inevitably Wario will tweet last day to get these games with gold, and I'll look at it again. I'll be like, I do not need those games with gold.
I think the last couple of months I may have forgotten to claim some of those games because I just don't care. I looked and it's like, oh, something's going away in a couple of weeks, and I'm like, if I'm there and I can get access, I'll try. But if it requires me to sign in, I'm like, it's not worth it.
I don't remember the last time I redeemed mine. If it's not on that main panel where I'm going to look at the Game Pass games or anything,
yeah.
I'm not getting in there either.
I'm a lazy bastard. I'm sorry.
All right. Somebody bring us home with this PlayStation Plus monthly titles, which are actually good games this go around.
I was going to say, and they messed up. They called it PlayStation Plus. It is now PlayStation Essentials.
They don't note that in here. That's strange, right?
And we will get the other games
the
later.
First month.
Yeah. We'll have more games added later this month.
They don't want to confuse people just yet with the split of the
tiers,
not. Maybe.
Even though, obviously, on this title card, they have July monthly games, and it's available for download on Essentials Extra and, what is that?
Platinum.
Premium.
Platinum Reserve.
So all of these, as of the day of recording this, will be available tomorrow.
Including your Game of the Year.
They have Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
It is about time. You willed this into existence, Brant, with your streams.
Apparently.
Yeah, and you also brought Tawana back. So.
Pictures of Darkness anthology.
Stupid. Man of Medan. This is the first one, right?
Yeah.
Cesar was raving about
Didn't we
these.
already get that? Didn't we already get that with like part of the PlayStation Essentials or
I've no
like
idea. I played them solo before it was released on any service. Possible.
I want to say they were already in that those free games that you got if you signed into your PlayStation Plus on your PS5.
I don't think that was.
You might be thinking of the other one that Supermassive did. I forgot what it's called.
Until Dawn. We did. Yep, that one's on there.
Yeah, okay,
that's it.
Maybe that was it. And then lastly is Arcade-Igeddon, which will be, which I believe is a day and date. So this one will be released like it's a brand new title. Just release it onto here. So the owner of a local arcade is trying to save his business from a faceless mega corporation. Funko.
No knock on Funko Land's previous.
Yeah.
Oh,
they couldn't. They had to put another fun in there. They couldn't just call it Funko. So.
And what better way to stick it to the man than with a brand spanking new super game?
What is it? Anything you're saying? What does any of that means?
I have.
Here's what I'm imagining. It's a bastard child of Fall Guys and Rocket League and Fortnite, like all rolled into one thing without the licenses.
Injecting the virus into the game, now it's up to you to rise up and save both the game and the last remaining local arcade and the ever-evolving co-op. Oh my god! Whatever. It's
buzzword.
Watch this be one of our favorite games of the year. Watch us play this and love it.
I don't know what's happening. I just got to play it. I don't know if I can. It looks good. That little cover art looks interesting. I'll give you that.
Getting out of here after Cesar accused you of bringing back Tawna brand from Crash Bandicoot. It's stupid. Oh man, what am I doing here?
Leave her be, man. Leave Tawna be.
Let Tawna exist. All right, so we actually get the PS5 version of Crash Bandicoot 4, right?
Yeah, you get 4 and 5 of that, and Arcade-Ageddon.
I waited just long enough.
Out of here.
Arcade-Ageddon.
Son of a bitch.
PlayStation Plus members should be sure to add the following titles to their game library by today: God of War 2018, Naruto 2 Boruto, Shinobi Striker, and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. What? We need to play Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl on a stream. I think we would all be in. I do too. I have it installed and updated.
I have them.
Then I found out that they want to charge me for Jimmy Neutron's dad. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not paying money for that.
No. We got the voice pack for free. That wasn't an add-on, was it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I fired it up once, and I was like, man, this game is infinitely harder than Super Smash Bros. So
we should give it a shot.
As I got my ass handed to me and kicked off stage immediately by the CPU controlling AI, which I was like, maybe this is set to 5, and then it's like only set to like E.
You weren't even online. You made it sound like you were online and got your ass handed to you. You were fighting the computer.
I can't even get to online because I was like, I just wanted to play locally to see how it played, and I got my ass handed to me. I couldn't figure it out. So.
All right, let's get into games played. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. Maybe we get out of here pretty early. Early relative, I guess. I played. We all played Halo. Do we have anything to touch on Halo?
Not really.
Okay. I will note this. I don't know if it's balancing. I don't know if it's modes. I don't know what changed. This past Saturday, we did our usual Saturday night Halo. I know you guys were tied up. But the usual crew got on there. I know friend of the show Renee was there. Friend of the show Jeremy. Friend of the show Russell. Friend of the show Dale. Friend of the show Bobby, who now follows us on Twitch. So thank you for following us on Twitch.
Thank you, Bobby.
If you aren't yet, please follow us on Twitch so we get to 50 people. We're almost there. We fit all the other qualifications. Let us get there. But as soon as that fifth person signed on, I'm like, oh god, we got to do big team now. Like that dread of, oh, it's big team. I didn't hate big team. It didn't give us back-to-back seeds. It didn't give us back-to-back capture the flag. It seemed really balanced. Like the deaths weren't. That's bullshit. Our usual Halo experience. Yeah. It seemed
all the sucky people on one team, all the good people on the other.
I don't know. It was balanced. I mean, nah. We got our asses ran on I guess it was a Slayer. I think they beat us 100 to 72 or something like that, or 200 to 170, something like whatever you have to get up to on the big team. But it was a good time. I wasn't hating it. Like sometimes I get the point on big team, like, oh my god, please let this end.
Seeds on fragmentation all
over
night.
and over and over. And Brant, I don't think we ever had it on that map. I think we had it one time.
Wow.
We had it one time on the map with the two big turrets. I'm so bad at map names.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And you've got that that downed pelican. That's fragmentation.
Yep.
This is the one with
No, the one with the actual cave.
The cave. Yeah. Where you fight it out in the caves, not the retreat to the man-made cave.
Like that weird Starship Troopers level, right?
Yep. But almost like it doesn't fit in the rest of the Halo look or multiverse or anything. But we had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. Maybe because you guys weren't there. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. No, y'all were missed.
We're bringing you down.
I don't hurt my feelings.
Y'all were missed. Renee was in the party for like 2 or 3 rounds, and then we got his mic straightened out, and then he joined us from there. But we literally had a lot of fun. A friend of the show, Russell, has a Baja Blast clip where somebody throws that at him, and he threw his at them. And they don't do anything, and they just keep coming right at him, and they kill him. And he's like, "How does this happen?" Yeah, what? They ran through the Baja Blast. You see it explode on their face like they're jumping. You see them just straight take the Baja Blast, and then they're coming through it, and they're shooting Russell, and they murder him, and he's so hot.
That's crap. That is crap.
Oh, man, the Baja Blast is the great equalizer. But we really did have a lot of fun. I played with you guys throughout the week a couple times, and I reached level 100. I beat the second season. So this is the first game I prestiged in and got that top ranking thing. And then I got it for season 2, and we still have several months to go, I think, on season 2. So this has been it's getting better. I know it catches a lot of flack, and we're hard on it too because we all play it a lot. I know I play it a lot too, and I do think it's getting better. It's a solid game. Love me some Master Chief Collection. Love me some Freudian slip.
That is.
I haven't been back to it. I haven't been back in so long. There's a news article. I know we hadn't talked about it, but they were thinking about adding microtransactions to MCC, an 8-year-old game. So I don't know if that'll get any traction or if that'll be something we have to end up talking about. The only other title I put considerable time into was Grand Theft Auto 5. I jumped back into that campaign and played some more of those missions. And that game is totally insane. Every single mission is... I know both you guys have played it. Every single mission, you have no fucking clue what's going to happen. You have no idea where the mission's going to take you. I switched over... I've been doing a lot of missions with Franklin, and they reintroduced Michael now through Franklin. He got caught trying to lift Michael's son's car on his repo scheme with Simeon. And I get the car, you have to sneak through the house, and I'm sneaking through Michael's house, and you got to dodge his wife, and his kids are arguing. The wife's in the kitchen getting lessons from the tennis coach. He's all behind her, helping her swing and thrust her hips and all this kind of provocative stuff. And I'm shaking my head damn, what is happening in this house? And I'm sneaking through the house with Franklin, and I get the car, and I'm like, damn, this was easy. And I'm getting out of there. And then Michael pops up in the back seat, and he's got a pistol to the back of my head. I'm like, oh, shit. And he's talking to me, and they end up having a good relationship. Michael goes back and busts up Simeon for his fraud, his financing scheme frauds that he's been putting on people. We mentioned a local car dealership that does the same thing in our vicinity a couple episodes ago. But they charge super exorbitant, no money down, and their interest rates it's ridiculous. I think Michael even told Simeon, he's like, how do you expect a 17-year-old kid to pay $4,000 a month for a car note? It's not going to happen. And I've played a couple more missions with Michael, and I don't know if he's in a midlife crisis or he's recovering from his previous life of a robber and whatever all else he did. I've only seen that intro mission that they kind of gave us the prequel look to, but he is in trouble. He actually confronted the tennis coach that was in bed with the wife, so I'm not sure how you don't confront that individual. So he ends up taking Franklin out to where he thought the tennis coach was living, and you hook up a wire to the truck, and you're pulling the edge of the deck off of this house. ends up being some crazy like mafia drug dude who confronts you and like hits him with a baseball bat in his stomach and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, "You owe me this much money." So now Michael's got to build a house for this lady or something who he pulled the porch off of. It's just crazy, man. And he's having trouble with his kids. There was a mission where I had to race the son on a bicycle, and then the son's like, "I'm not as bad as my sister. Look, she's out there filming a adult movie on that boat right there." So Michael, like, he's like, "Ah, shit," and he like runs off the dock and he's swimming out to the boat. It's crazy, man. The stuff that happens to these characters is just nuts. And then like the driving is awesome. I figured out how to flip between radio stations, and the licensed soundtrack that they pulled down for this game is just like, well, it's great. No matter it's not even my favorite genre of music, and I'm recognizing the song and I'm like, hell yeah, this is a good jam. I played a round of tennis. There's a full like tennis simulator in there, and I played a game of tennis against this random person that was at the tennis court. That's a great game. It's awesome. And the PS5, I'm sure the Xbox Series version is just as clean, but it looks so good. It runs so smooth. The haptic feedback is glorious on those controllers. It's just continues to be a good game. I like plugging away at that campaign. It's been a lot of fun. But those are my two main. I downloaded that Live Alive game, and I have not played that. They had me at the Progress Carries Over, so I definitely want to try that out and see if it's my cup of tea. But those are my games played. Cesar, tell us about the Railroad Simulator. Right.
The what simulator?
Railroad.
I didn't play that, but I think the only thing I played this week is I did download Super Stardust Portable.
Ooh.
PS5. That does not play. That plays better on PSP than it plays on PS5.
What? How does this happen?
I don't know, man. You can't use the second analog stick, so they didn't upgrade the controls. So I have to use the face buttons to shoot in different directions, and that game is unplayable.
Wow. You can't map the sticks?
I did like a couple levels. Yeah, I don't think there's anything option in there to map them in the emulation software, so they killed it for me. So it's probably playable on the Vita because I think you can at least do that on the Vita. You know, you turn on the second analog stick,
right?
But it's no good. I tried. I was like, I'd rather just play the PS3 version. I can use the second analog stick and choose a direction to shoot in. So outside of that, I'm almost done with Star Wars. Jedi Fallen Order.
Still enjoying it?
On the very last mission. It's good, man. I like Mara, man. She's awesome. So like, you don't get her late game. She's great. The cast of characters again here is really good. I liked it. It does take a little while. It's very slow to get started, but once you get in there and get started, it's fine. I think I've talked with Brent on this before. Is I don't like the backtracking. So like now I got fully everything unlocked, and it expects me to go back and explore the map and get other treasures in other areas. I'm like, fuck that, because I think I went back to one level and it's like they got shortcuts, but there's not shortcuts throughout the whole level. So sometimes you have to like ride the elevator, cavern, stuff to go back to previous areas you might be missing. I think that's something they need to fix when they make the new one, at least in my personal opinion.
Do you have to do that, or is it optional stuff?
It's optional, man. But it's like I just did it just so I can get a lot more for my specialties, because like I'm trying to get up to 8 stem sticks, because I think I think the max is 8. I think I like 6 because I'm preparing for the final battle, and you need them on some of these bosses because some of them are. I was rolling with 4 for a while, and the 4 was not cutting it.
You weren't making it
quickly on bosses. Yeah. But like I said, I'm on the last level. I think I'm at this point now where I'm just trying to go around and get the final stem sticks. We talked about it earlier. Well, I don't know that yet, but I did play Live Alive. I've only did the future.
What do you think?
The distant future. I mean, it plays pretty good. It's like one of those. It's similar to Romancing Saga and the Saga Frontiers, where you have a will of protagonists, or I mean, even Chrono Trigger did a little bit, but you have these will of protagonists where you play certain different eras, and their stories converge at certain points in this game. But I mean, they're all different time eras, so it's like how you see it converge is all depending on it. So I mean, without going into details about it, but from what I play from it, it does, like on the future one, it does take a while. So it's like it's a slow burn. So if you got like a little bit of time, Richard, when you started it up, Depending which one you want, the prologues on those things are long.
Really?
So they go into details about doing stuff. So you got to be patient with it. You're not going to be able to like, all right, I got 15 minutes. Let me see what this is like. I wouldn't recommend it. Probably about the first hour is the mechanics of the game and setting up the story and all that kind of stuff.
Even
like
in
that.
this
So,
demo version type thing?
I mean, it's the full like first prologue parts for some of these. So yeah, and they do take a while. So the game's probably about like 4 or 5 hours. I guess.
On the prologue thing?
I think it's not the chapter for all of them. So it's like it's long. You just gotta be patient with it. That's the only thing.
I watched them play some on the Treehouse, and I couldn't tell if the stream after the direct mini, and I couldn't tell if it was like they were just cutting it off after like 15 minutes, or if that's how far you could get into that, the demo, the prologue, or whatever they call it.
I mean, the prologues are not that long. But because I took my time with this, so yeah. I mean, it does go into details. Like here it goes in here. I didn't rush through it, so when I talked to
it's the kind of game where you don't want to rush through like that. You do want to absorb everything and see what all the characters say. I picked that up from the Treehouse stream.
Absolutely. The last thing I'll talk about is we were talking about this before pre-stream. Was Shadow Warrior 3, which is coming off of the PlayStation Plus. I can't remember the fucking names. It's not essential. It's I think it's part of the
premium.
I want to say the extra. It was under the old PSN Plus plan, but I think it's under part of extra. It ends in like I got 2 hours and 30 minutes to beat this game before it. So I fired it up today. I was like, you know what? Because I got the notification on my thing. It's like, you download this game and it's expiring. I was like, let me see how far I get with it. Fuck around with it a little bit. And I'm like in the very last, on the final level. So it's a very I don't know. The game looks like one of those Unreal Engine 4 bulky Gears of War characters. I mean, there's some detail in there. I don't know if it's super detailed, but I guess what you would say the meats and potatoes of the game, it plays very much like Doom. You're going around. They expect you to continuously keep moving, swap through weapons, do grab attacks to unlock weapons and power packs and health packs. It's like Doom Eternal probably, because like there's certain aspects of the levels where I'm running across walls, whatever has vines, and I'm using a grappling hook to swing across traverses. And there's some levels it's just me doing that the whole level, running on vines and grappling, and you have to shoot vines to unlock the grapple thing, and you have to time it just perfect. There's many times I just fell to my death because bullshit mechanics were it shot up and I grabbed it and it didn't pull me up fast enough, and I still died. And I was like, great, even though I did what I needed to do to complete that portion of the level. The story's the story's really weird. I mean, you have a character named Lo Wang, and I guess there's this huge celestial dragon that's destroying the world. It's like the Armageddon, and you're trying to destroy it. And it's just him going back because he lost his mojo, and he's like a former assassin. So like you're just going through, and you're trying to find a way to kill this giant dragon. There's a lot of inappropriate jokes between the whole way, so that I'll leave that there. So, but I mean that's pretty much it. I mean it's probably about like I only played for like 5 hours. It's not a long game. So I mean, but if you want to play something that's like very much like Doom, or like the modern day Dooms, like Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal, it's very
plays like that.
It's like a quick version of that, because at least Doom Eternal, all those take a little bit longer. It's probably double the time. But it's not bad. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I don't think that's why I'm trying to beat it before midnight, because I'm at the very end. beat it before midnight. Because it would suck if I booted up. Like, ran out of time. Like, well, I guess I'll never see the ending. So because I'm at the very end. But
you're the guys playing Halo 2 until they pull the servers or their Xbox restarts.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a forced restart PS5 and come back games deleted. Every time I click on the link, it wants me to pay $49.95.
While you were gone, we updated system software.
Updated game app. Game app broken. But yeah, that's it. That's everything I played this week.
Shadow Warrior.
Kick it over to Brent to finish up.
Shadow Warrior 3, you said?
Yeah, Shadow Warrior 3.
So this week I didn't really get to play that much.
Just beat 2 PlayStation 1 games the past week. On stream.
But I did wind up messing with OBS because I've had it installed on here and partially set up. So messed with it, got everything
Brent,
set
even
up.
when you think you have it set up, it's only partially set up.
Then I came up with the idea to reset up this PS Vita TV that I've got over here. Got everything going on it, started downloading stuff, and decided, hey, it's a great place to start streaming. So I'm gonna be honest. I know what games kind of want to play and need to play to progress through this goal I'm trying to get to play these backlog games. But between work and family and everything else that I've got to do, I'm somewhat in a slump. To where it's like, well, it's a game, yes, but I'm sitting here, and every time I think about getting into that, I'm like, well, then I have to devote this much time, and really I gotta be doing this and this, and
the struggle is real.
I wind up procrastinating playing games in order to devote my time to yard work or something with work, and I kind of wind up making excuses, talking myself out of doing something I enjoy. But really, you need that. You need that time to decompress.
I need you to tell me this like every day. I need this reminder constantly.
And it started raining. And there's people still shooting off fireworks.
Or you're under attack. We hope it's not that.
So I wound up messing with OBS, getting my PS Vita TV, everything going, and decided, hey, if I'm going to stream, I'm going to stream one of what is essentially my comfort food of games, my security blanket of games. It's the original Crash Bandicoot. The original trilogy Crash Bandicoot. I can sit down and play those games for hours. And what do you know? Last Sunday, not yesterday, of course, but last Sunday, I played the original Crash Bandicoot, streamed for, I think, about 4 hours.
3.5, 4 hours, yeah.
And I was very surprised. You said you had never seen the end of that game.
Never seen it all the way through. That was awesome.
It's a heck of a game. It's fun.
There were some weird difficulty spikes. The bridge to nowhere levels, those are garbage. Where you're just jumping straight out into nothing, and some of them turn into ice.
Yeah, it's bullshit. And there's that one where you saw it's toward the end as you're heading up to the final cliff. And there's those gangsters that throw those toxic barrels, and they start by throwing them, and they just roll in your path, and you just jump over them. But later they start throwing them, and the barrels bounce.
Yeah.
And there's
no physics explaining the barrels.
Yeah, there's no physics. There's no like denotation on the floor. Like, I know the barrel's going to hit exactly right here. You've just kind of got to watch and get lucky.
And see, you've played this game a ton. I feel the same way about like in Hog Wild. You cannot beat that the first time through because it changes the way the natives, because that level's called Native Fortress. So I'm going to call them natives. The native with the shields, as they move back and forth, they change their timing, or the camera changes the way it runs it to you. So they will kill you if you don't know which way to go the right way, because the physics switch up on you just like that. The barrel stuff. It's like, okay, sure.
Hog Wild, though. One of my
Hog
favorite
Wild
levels
is one of the best levels in gaming ever. It still is.
So on that stream, you guys kept egging on about a hot tub stream, because that's a constant
request of you. That's what
you're going to say.
It's a constant
joke. It's a constant inside joke that we talk about hot tub streams, because anybody that knows anything about YouTube, it's not hard to find somebody doing a freaking poolside stream or hot tub stream.
I imagine that one certain individual is doing it right now as we speak.
Probably. earning her millions of dollars.
Could be us.
But more
Could
power
be
to
us.
her. I mean, she can do it. All more power to her, man.
I agree.
She's the one making millions of dollars,
I
not
agree.
me. So, but I made a mock-up which I then posted to our NOFODcast Instagram of a like poster of Crash Bandicoot in a hot tub, and decided to go
That
ahead and do
counts.
it.
I guess
And
that counts.
I told you gentlemen, I said, okay, I'm gonna do it, but it's not gonna be what you expect. So I worked really hard and got a bunch of these bits together, and the missus even helped me make sure I could do all of this. And we made this beautiful
Yeah.
GIF.
It's a GIF.
Whatever you wanna
I'm
say,
going with
behind
GIF. GIF is peanut butter. Cesar, you agree?
Exactly. Same.
Cesar's team GIF, not GIF.
So as you can see, Crash is in the hot tub. We've got some steam rising up.
You're just outside
got-
the hot tub.
Yes. We've got Aku Aku
Is he in the hot tub?
and the crystal. He's floating. He's kind of above it.
That is
floats,
really, really well done. That is a hell of a GIF.
So yeah, I worked hard. I had that on stream.
Greatness.
Thought about continuing with Crash Bandicoot 3, but I got some other stuff going on at the moment. But I probably will go ahead and finish
Crash
that
streams
game.
are great, and please do fire up the restream so that it saves it. I'm not sure if when we get to affiliation, Twitch will start saving our streams, but that was both of those playthroughs were YouTube worthy. We should have those forever.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll be that guy that streams PlayStation 1 games. I've got so many that I can do.
That's all of us.
Of course.
We all have libraries.
Of course, one I would love to do, and Richard, you're gonna have to bear
Let's
with
go.
it.
I'll watch some Croc.
What the hell?
See, this is when I wish we did this for a
baby.
living and we were all together and it was just us sitting on the couch or the chairs or whatever and streaming random games. That would be my dream.
I know somebody had, I think it was Cesar, said something about CRT, Crash Team Racing, while
Crash
CTR,
Racing
sorry.
Team.
Crash Team
CRTs
Racing
are that
while I
in the
was doing that
background, Brent.
first. Yes. And we could definitely play it on a CRT. But I would think that one is better played with multiple people. I mean, yeah, you can go through the story mode, but that would be fun to be able to all sit on a couch and just be racing each other.
What's y'all's knowledge base of Diddy Kong Racing?
I have it back there.
Have you played much of it?
I've played it. I've played it a little bit. I've
played a little bit too.
It's a wacky little
I think
kart
that'd be
racer.
a funny. It's new to us. Like if none of us, that's one of our jams. That'd be a funny thing to plug in there and go to town with. Or the rare game, the Mickey's Speedway Racing for 64.
This would be a fun one as well.
Yeah.
I only have it on Vita. I need to get it on other platforms.
Is that compatible on the Vita TV? Could you stream it from there? Does it use the back touch thing for anything?
It does, but I'm wondering if that's something I can just fix myself. There's an application that you can use to
Alternate application fronts?
make anything work. Yeah, pretty much.
You're, I will say, and Cesar, your stream from a couple weeks ago, your Apex stream, but your two Crash streams, you guys held them. They were very entertaining. They were very, very fun to watch. Not just being friends of y'all, but I literally had them on and was watching them to partake, not just to support our push, our cause. You guys were very entertaining and fun to watch. My kids got into watching the Crash Bandicoot stream, and the youngest one got hung up on the hot tub thing. So they were very pleased when Brant sent me the gif of the Crash Bandicoot in the hot tub. Yes, there it is. Because I'm sure they were picturing Crash Bandicoot in a hot tub and not Brant in a hot tub. But we all got the other side of the joke.
Let's say that was probably one of my favorite parts of the stream, where I I jumped over and knocked one of the enemies into a box of nitro. And I was like, ah, damn, hell of a way to go. And then I proceed to then jump into a box of nitro and kill Crash. Like, yep, there it is.
Back to back. There were some funny moments on there. There was some crazy stuff that happened.
Oh my gosh, what was that?
There was a jump. Oh no, that was Ape Escape. Your Ape Escape jump, where he's like,
the Ape Escape jump was weird. But there was something like that happened in Crash that was something that was kind of weird. I can't remember what it was. Damn, I wish I would have saved could have saved
there were some
those
funny
streams.
Crash ones. Yeah, put in that restream, and then they'll go to YouTube, and YouTube saves them for us. Even me and Cesar's garbage Siren stream from 3 years ago is up. 8 seconds per frame.
All right, I'll do it. But that's it. That was it for me.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.